We're talking about $3+ billion of revenue by the end of 2027. That is insane growth. That is OpenAI level AI exponential growth for the Chainlink token. Life-changing returns ahead and giving you ridiculous life-changing returns. This is one subnet powered by Bitensor. This is Elliot from the Early Stage Investor. We're going to talk about why Chainlink and Bitensor Tau can absolutely skyrocket very soon. For starters, why has the price action for these assets been so utterly horrendous? This chart says everything. This comes from Global Macro Investor, and what we see is the 4-year cycle. Why did Bitcoin give you a bull run in 2013 here, and 2017 here, and 2021 here? Because the ISM in black pumped every 4 years. We get a liquidity infusion. The government needs to refinance their debt. They dropped interest rates low. We had a massive bull market in all assets. And Bitcoin skyrocketed. Altcoins skyrocketed. That was a bull market for crypto every single time this happened. Look at what happened this supposedly 4-year cycle. Nothing happened when everyone was expecting to get a massive bull market. Why did that happen? Because interest rates never dropped. They never came to zero. We never got that massive liquidity infusion. The government couldn't even refinance its debt. That's what Trump's been complaining about. He's like, Powell isn't letting the United States refinance its debt. So they pushed out the scheduled refinance into 2026. And in the meantime, we've just had an anemic economy. And this says literally everything. Data centers are nearly all US GDP. Look at US GDP, gross domestic product, the economy, excluding data centers. The first half, zero flat, zero growth, nothing happening. So no one's making life-changing returns in Chainlink. No one's making life-changing returns in Bitensor Tau, even though they're revolutionary. We're going to dive into that again. Why can these assets absolutely skyrocket? Well, first we have to talk about why they haven't skyrocketed, even though the fundamentals have been insane. It's the same reason this line is flat. And that's the same reason this line is flat. And we just covered why it has to do with liquidity and interest rates. So if we know why you haven't made life-changing returns yet, even though everything is lining up to do so, then it gets very exciting. Because we know why we are going to make life-changing returns in these assets. For the same reason we haven't made life-changing returns so far. Because everything that caused these assets to be stifled is changing. Here's Trump. Here's the president of the United States.
Mortgage rates are down despite the Fed. Scott, you got to work in this guy. No, there's something wrong with him. It's just sweet. I'd be honest, I'd love to fire his ass. He should be fired. Guy's grossly incompetent. And he should be sued for spending $4 billion to build a little building. I'm building a ballroom that's going to cost a tiny fraction of that, and it's bigger than the whole thing put together. You got to work at him, Scott. The only thing Scott's blowing it on is the Fed. Because the Fed, the rates are too high, Scott. And if you don't get it fixed fast, I'm going to fire your ass, okay? I can't tell you, Scott, sir, don't fire him. Sir, please don't fire him. He's got 3 months to go. Don't fire him. I want to get him out, Scott. Please. He's the voice of reason. You're very lucky you have him, I'll tell you that. Done a good job. I think Howard's a little bit more for firing him. Right, Howard? I think Howard would say, get him out of there.
So he's talking about Scott Bessent, the United States Treasury Secretary, the highest financial official in the U.S. government. The leaders of the United States are as fed up as every real estate investor, every crypto investor, every small business, every single business that isn't a data center, literally right now. The economy is flat. Everyone's been dealing with a stagnating, weak, pathetic situation. And it's because what the president of the United States is complaining about, interest rates and the Fed. And like he said, 3 months or so, 2026, that's when there's a change in leadership, and that's when everything is supposed to change. The midterm elections are coming up. We have a wall of retail capital heading into financial markets. Trump promises $2,000 tariff checks by mid-2026. So 2026 should be absolutely ridiculously life-changing. Institutions can't even buy crypto assets. So it's totally dependent on retail capital. Retail capital has been flat since the last bull market of 2021. So we're getting stimulus checks. We're getting a change in leadership at the Federal Reserve. So everything that caused us not to get life-changing returns so far over the last 3 years is reversing, which means life-changing returns are on their way in the highest quality crypto assets. Debate me on that. Please prove me wrong. But the logic just flows, right? It makes so much sense. So let's talk about Chainlink. Let's talk about Tau. Again, why can these two assets absolutely skyrocket very soon? Well, the fundamentals are obviously ridiculous of these assets. This is what Grok AI believes Chainlink's revenue potential is. And this is just based around adoption by the Swift network. So in 2025, we have projected annual revenue of $350 to $450 million. Swift rollout, 20% utilization, $200 to $300 million incremental. 2026, $600 to $800 million projected annual revenue. 5,000 plus institutions active, 2.5% Swift capture. We're talking about cumulative revenue of $1.25 billion by the end of 2026. That's the end of next year, over $1 billion in revenue for this crypto asset. By 2027, 80% Swift interoperability, $5 to $8 trillion real world assets, corporate actions, $58 billion market, AI enhancements. We're talking about $3+ billion of revenue by the end of 2027. That is insane growth. That is OpenAI level AI exponential growth for the Chainlink token. Life-changing returns ahead. This is what Grok AI is saying. Simple numbers based on the adoption we're seeing. So that's one asset that can provide massive life-changing returns. We also talk about Bitensor Tau on this channel. And here's just one of the 128 subnets. This speaks volumes. I don't have to dive into every subnet like we do on this channel. Today we're talking about the synth subnet, subnet 50. I'm not quite sure how anyone can look at this and not stake some Tau for synth data co alpha token, especially after 37% APY being offered, right? So we talk about on this channel how the Bitensor subnets earn ridiculously high APYs, passive income for stakers. If you want to learn how to do that, you can reach out to me on Patreon. I will show you how to make ridiculous APYs and stake these assets safely. A lot of people in my Patreon community already are. While we've been waiting for the crypto winter to end and for the bull market to come, we've been earning high APYs, like 37%. Okay, a P&L of $40,000 for synth has 13x initial capital, and this is essentially just testing before being fully rolled out. So the future of financial markets is literally giving your money to an AI agent to invest for you, as crazy as that sounds. Why would you do that? Well, subnet 50 on Bitensor, again, one of many subnets, is building out a platform for this. And why would anyone give money to this subnet or the AI agents it's empowering? Is because this subnet literally turned $3,000 into $48,000. More than, it like 15x its capital. And that's just in a few short weeks, right? I believe it did this on Polymarket, just finding arbitrage opportunities on Polymarket, making bets very intelligently, and giving you ridiculous life-changing returns. This is one subnet powered by Bitensor. So of course people are going to give money to AI agents that are absolute geniuses and providing life-changing returns. So this is one subnet providing life-changing returns that you can get ridiculous high APYs on by investing in this revolutionary technology. That's Bitensor Tau. Those are the ridiculous fundamentals within Bitensor Tau, right? Decentralized AI. So we have Chainlink, we have Tau, insane fundamentals, ridiculous revolutionary technology, booming adoption. We know why they haven't provided life-changing returns so far. The same reason the economy is stagnated for the last 3 years, excluding data centers. And we know why that's most likely to change next year. Infusion of liquidity. The most powerful people on the planet are doing everything they can to pump liquidity into these markets. These are some revolutionary assets that are most likely going to provide life-changing returns and skyrocket very soon. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching me. If you want to ask me a question or how to stake Chainlink, how to stake Tau, again, you can also stake Chainlink very simply. Just reach out to me on Patreon and we'll talk about it. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching.